I want you to think about the last time your phone rang and your stomach dropped. Not because something was wrong, but because you already knew what the call was about. Rent is due, or the light bill, or the car payment, or just, I'm a little short this month. And before they even finish the sentence, you're already calculating. Can I cover my bills and this? If I send $200, what do I move around? What do I tell myself this time? If that feeling is familiar, this video is for you. Stay with me. Here is a number that stopped me cold. 59%. In a 2025 Pew Research survey of over 4,000 Black adults, 59% said they had given financial support to a family member in the prior year. That's up from 39% just 4 years earlier. And among those who gave, 25% said it had a significant negative impact on their own finances. 1 in 4 people giving money they couldn't afford to give because saying no felt impossible.
Now, compare that to non-Black adults. 42% gave financial support to family. That's a 17 percentage point gap. And it's not because Black families love each other more. It's because Black families have historically had to be their own safety net. No generational wealth to fall back on. No inheritance. No family trust fund. Just each other. And that is beautiful. And it is also, when there is no system underneath it, financially devastating. Before we go any further, I need to say something. If you have been giving money to your family while your own finances suffered, you are not weak. You are not irresponsible. You are not bad with money. You are someone who was raised to show up for the people you love, in a community where showing up financially was sometimes the only option anyone had. That instinct is not the problem. The absence of a system, that is the problem. And today, we are going to build the system. Let me give you some context, because this didn't start with your family. It started with policy. For most of American history, Black families were deliberately excluded from the government's safety net. Social Security originally excluded domestic workers and farm workers, the jobs most Black Americans held. The GI Bill was systematically denied to Black veterans. Redlining blocked homeownership and the wealth that comes with it. So Black families built their own safety net, with each other, out of necessity. A UCLA researcher put it plainly. Black families, and Black women particularly, have had to figure out ways to essentially be an unofficial social safety net in the United States. That is not a character flaw. That is centuries of survival. But here is what that legacy costs us in 2026. When you are the safety net, you cannot build, you cannot save, you cannot invest. Every dollar that goes to an emergency that isn't yours is a dollar that doesn't go to your retirement, your emergency fund, your first investment. You are not being selfish by wanting to change this. You are being strategic for yourself and for the next generation. Because a broke safety net helps no one. So why is it so hard to say no? Or even to say not right now? 3 things, and they are all real. First, guilt. They sacrificed for me. How can I say no? You carry the weight of everything they gave up, and saying no feels like betrayal. Second, identity. In many Black families, being the one who made it means being the one who gives back. Your success is supposed to be communal, and drawing a boundary feels like abandoning that. Third, fear. If I say no, will they resent me? Will I be cut off?
Will I lose the relationship? These are not small feelings. They are deep, culturally rooted, and completely valid. And they are also being used, unconsciously, by people who love you to keep money flowing in one direction.
There is a term some financial educators use for this: the family tax. It is the informal, unspoken, often guilt-driven transfer of wealth from the first-gen earner back to the family, instead of forward to the next generation. It is not malicious. Nobody sat down and designed it, but it is real. And it is one of the most significant reasons first-gen families struggle to build wealth even when they earn decent incomes. You can be making $60,000 a year and feel broke because $800 of it every month is going to people who need it more than you feel you do.
Here is the system. 5 steps, and I want you to notice not one of them says cut your family off, because that is not what this is about. Step 1, reframe what it means to take care of yourself first. On an airplane, they tell you, put your mask on before helping others. Not because you don't care about others, because a person who is passed out cannot help anyone. Your financial stability is your oxygen mask. A fully funded emergency fund, a retirement account, a debt-free life, these do not make you selfish. They make you capable of giving sustainably for decades instead of burning out in your 40s with nothing left. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and our community has been pouring from empty cups for generations. Step 2, build a giving line into your budget deliberately. This is the step that changes everything. Instead of giving reactively, whenever someone calls, whatever they need, however much you can scrape together, you decide in advance how much you can give. Every month, guilt-free. Maybe it's $100. Maybe it's $50. Maybe right now it's 0, and that is okay. But when the number is decided in advance, it is no longer a crisis response. It is a choice, and choices feel different from obligations. When the call comes and you've already given your giving budget, you can say, honestly, I already sent what I had set aside this month. I can't do more right now. That is not a lie. That is a system. Step 3, build your $1,000 emergency fund before you give anything extra. I know, but hear me out. Right now, every time a family emergency comes up, you respond with money you don't have because you have no buffer. If you had $1,000 sitting in a high-yield savings account, your own emergencies would stop going on a credit card. That alone changes your financial trajectory. And here is the conversation you can have with your family while you're building it. I'm working on getting myself stable so I can help more consistently long term. Right now, I need to build my own cushion first. That is not abandonment. That is a plan. Step 4, expand what help looks like. Money is not the only form of support, and sometimes it is not even the most useful form. Can you help a family member with their resume, their credit score, their budget? Can you share the knowledge from this video? Can you sit down with your mom and show her how to open a high-yield savings account? Transferring knowledge is generational wealth in a way that transferring cash is not. Cash is spent. Knowledge compounds. When you teach your family what you know, you are multiplying your impact. Instead of a $200 transfer that covers this month's light bill, you are giving someone the tools to never need that transfer again. Step 5, have the conversation once, clearly. This is the hardest step and the most important. At some point,
You need to sit down with the people in your life and say something like this. I love you. I want to be here for you long term. And to do that, I need to take care of my finances first. I am building toward a place where I can help more and more consistently. But right now, I need to be honest about what I can and cannot do. You do not need to justify every decision. You do not need to apologize for building a future. You need one honest conversation that sets a new expectation. It will be uncomfortable. It will probably need to happen more than once. But the alternative, silently giving money you don't have until you collapse, helps no one.
I want to say something that I don't hear enough in financial content. Saying no to your family or setting limits on what you give does not make you a bad person. It does not mean you forgot where you came from. It does not mean you think you're better than them. It means you are trying to break a cycle that has been running for generations. A cycle where every person who makes it gets pulled back to zero before they can build anything that lasts. You are not abandoning your family. You are refusing to be the last generation that starts from zero.
Let's bring it all together. Step 1, reframe self-care as sustainability, not selfishness. Step 2, build a giving line into your budget, a real number decided in advance. Step 3, build your $1,000 emergency fund before giving anything extra. Step 4, expand what help looks like. Give knowledge, not just dollars. Step 5, have the honest conversation. Once, clearly, with love.
Your grandmother was the safety net for her whole family, with almost nothing. Your mother probably was too. And if nobody intervenes, you will be the safety net for yours. Quietly, exhaustedly, until there is nothing left to give. That cycle is not love. That cycle is the absence of a system. You are the first person in your family with the information to build the system. Use it. Here is your checklist. 3 things this week. 1, calculate exactly how much you gave to family in the last 3 months. Write it down. See the real number. 2, decide your giving budget for next month. A specific number. Put it in your budget as a line item like rent. 3, open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one. Set up a $25 or $50 automatic transfer on payday. This is the beginning of the cushion that changes everything.
This is what the other side looks like. Not a woman who stopped loving her family, a woman who built a system so that her love could be sustainable, so that she could give freely instead of frantically, so that in 20 years, she had something to leave behind instead of starting from zero again. Same love, different system.
Before we wrap up, if this gave you even one thing to think about, hit that like button. It takes 1 second and it genuinely helps more people find this content who need it. And subscribe if you want the next one. Now, let's finish this. The family tax is real. The guilt is real. The love is real. And none of that means you have to sacrifice your future to prove it. Your grandmother gave everything she had and still couldn't cross the line. Not because she didn't love enough, because the system made sure she couldn't. You can cross it, but only if you stop giving away the crossing fee. You are not your family's financial history. You are not the obligation. You are not the safety net that has no net underneath it. You are the person who just spent 12 minutes learning how to love your family and build wealth at the same time. And that means everything. I'm Naomi, and I'll see you in the next one.